What's happening, family? Welcome back to another episode of Let Us Tell It. I'm one of your hosts, Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank, and the other host is...
Gooseby. How y'all doing?
Already. Hey, if it's your first time tuning in, I don't know what took you so long. If you back, we greatly appreciate it. This is a podcast we do every week. It was just talking about... It is coming from a black man's point of view, a black husband's point of view, a black father's point of view.
Yep.
But lately, we've been on a little bit of everything. Before I forget...
Go ahead.
Fam, let us know what show y'all want us to review and give our opinion on. It can be something old. It can be something new. Somebody suggested the Housewives of Atlanta or something like that. Just to hear what we got to say.
Madness.
Yeah, the madness of it. So, yeah, I always forget. I've been meaning to do it like past 3 weeks. And every time we end, we like, God dang, we forgot to talk about the show.
Yep.
I know some of y'all, did you finish watching C?
Y'all, hey.
Don't, I ain't gonna give nothing away, but them kids the kids has always been whack. But that ending, that boy is stupid. I can't stand that boy. Anyway. I said, of course he would pick C. He's just stupid.
One of my colleagues is married to the daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that's
crazy.
Dope. Somebody you used to work with? Nice.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Black?
Nah. Well, I don't know. He's white. I don't know if the
that's what I'm talking about.
The colleague is white. I don't know if the husband is white.
Hold on.
Oh, a colleague of mine. So everybody was posting about watching C. Y'all saw it. Y'all, I told you it was good.
Yes, people was DMing us like, hey, I ain't even know. Hey, y'all got something here. It's a dope show.
So my colleague was text me and was like, oh, you watched this show? I was like, yeah. He was like, I need to watch it because my friend's wife.
His friend's wife.
Yeah,
I thought you said your colleague. Okay,
no.
You did. You said colleague's wife. I was thinking your colleague was married to her.
Yeah, nah. It ain't that close.
Of course, it's a white dude. No, I'm just playing. I don't know.
I was saying that though, like,
yeah. Now, how many black dudes does he hang with? Like, nah,
to be
if it's
honest,
his friend, he probably black.
To be honest, he has several black friends.
Yeah.
He's the reason I got hired.
I mean, we could just look her
Equinox.
up. It'll give her IMDb or whatever. It'll give us.
Sure enough, it would.
But I mean, it's all good. But she did good on the show. Everybody, it's a good show.
Yeah.
I got something I want to get off my chest real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, we got some time. They ain't starting yet. We got a tight hour. I don't even know if we got a full hour this week because there's another show recording in here and we can't be going at the same time. I was at the bus stop this morning with my twins.
Okay.
Well, all three. They all three go to the three oldest go to the same bus stop, but different buses pick them up.
Okay.
So it's at a school that the bus stop is at. And every morning, the twins want to get out and play because other kids that go to their school, they're getting picked up by the bus. They all out there playing in the morning. Well, this morning, and we've had people from that school step out before, like, hey, could you have your kids, hold it down? Or they'll say, hey, children, hold it down or whatever. Not the school is in session. Ain't nobody at the school yet. So this morning.
Hold on. Hold it down at the bus stop?
Yeah.
And the bus stop is in front of homes or something like that?
A school. It's a school that we're at.
So the kids get picked up at a school to go to another school?
The bus stop is at a school, yeah. The bus stop is at a school.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this lady comes out this morning. Excuse me, she's talking to the parents. Usually I just sit in my truck. I never get out. They say, hey, Dad, can we get out and play? Yeah, I keep an eye on because I can see them right there. Mainly, I just don't want to talk to the other parents. People annoy me. And they do.
Hopefully they don't watch our podcast.
If they do, the ones that I talk to know I mess with them, but the ones that I don't. And they know it. I think I'm pretty obvious.
Okay. Mean little dude.
I ain't mean, man. I just don't
Go
be.
ahead, finish story.
Stop picking on me, man. See how I ain't getting offended when you. That's what we supposed to do. This is a common. When me and you talking, we just talking. But I don't hear take you interrupting me. I always interrupt you. That's what I do. Now, so this lady, she comes out and first she's like, "Excuse me, parents, you need to get your children." No, first I hear her talking to the kids, and I hear her say something along the lines of, "Don't jump off these steps. It's dangerous. You guys don't do that." I'm like, "Of course, don't.
Yeah.
Let the kids jump off steps." I really wasn't paying attention. A couple minutes later, she comes out. She's like, "Excuse me, parents. I need you to get your children. They shouldn't be playing over here and playing in the planter and jumping off this. This is really dangerous. I need you to get your children and not do this." So when she says that, Sai and Kai come over. They come away from the area. They're still, but most of the other kids are still over there playing and stuff. And I don't even think she goes all the way back in. She's now carrying the lady Karen, ing it up. I'm turning it into a verb. Carrying it up, like jeffing it up or goosing it up, tanking it up. She's carrying it up. She's standing there with her hands on her hips, right? My kids ain't over there, so I don't care.
What's happening at the school at the moment?
Nothing. Nobody's there.
Okay.
The teachers ain't there. Nobody's there. The janitor might be there. Every now and then somebody will come out and put the flagpole up, but the parking lot is empty. So you know ain't hardly nobody there.
Okay.
And we don't park in the parking lot. We park on the street.
Okay.
So she, standing there with her hands on her hips. And I'm like, I still ain't paying attention. I'm like reading emails and stuff. Then she's like, excuse. So then she's talking to the kids. You all need to stop playing over here. Don't jump in the planter. Look, this is not your school. You cannot be. I mean, she's like going in. So now I'm watching and I'm looking at the other because I see my two kids. They weren't even over there. So then she walks over. She's like telling the parents, you all need to get your parents. And then she starts talking to the kids again. And again, ain't none of my concern because I'm looking at my two sons.
Yeah.
As long as she don't direct any of her comments toward one of them or point toward one of them, I'm good. So I'm just sitting there just watching this. I'm watching her yell at these kids. The parents watching this lady yell at their kids. And then the kids start arguing back with her. These people's kids.
Yeah.
That technically ain't in the wrong, but they not in the right either.
Yeah.
Because it's it's all the same school district. Yeah. She's like, this is not your school. This is not a playground and blah, blah, blah. It's like, but how about we? So they just start going back and forth. Granted, my kids are near her, but she ain't addressing them. She's talking to the kids that's talking back.
Okay.
And I'm just like thinking to myself, please, lady, do not say anything to one of my kids. Because it's only like 3 black kids out there.
Okay.
It's other races of kids, like Asian, white, whatever it may be. But they the only 2 black kids. And I'm like, please, do yourself a favor and not say nothing to one of these little black boys.
She did, didn't she?
She did not. She looked in their direction a little bit, but then the other little boys were challenging her.
Yeah.
And the parents is sitting watching this a few feet away. Like literally, she's yelling at these kids right here. The parents are like as close as like right there at the next room. And I'm looking like, so ain't none of y'all going to correct, for one, correct your kids. But 2, tell the lady to address you because you're a parent and you're sitting right there. Don't address my kids if I'm standing right here.
Yeah.
If they ain't in danger, if you just don't like something they're doing, hey, no, I'm right here. Talk to me.
Yeah.
So eventually, this goes on for a good minute. Eventually, the bus comes or whatever, and I'm just like, Saka, come on, get y'all.
Yeah. My
backpacks.
well-behaved children.
Yeah, because I'm like, so then there was another, the only other black child's mama was there. Her child wasn't even playing. She was sitting in the car with her daughter, so she had her window cracked. And then with that whole exchange, she gets out like, now hold on, now what's going on? Why is she addressing these people's parents?
Yeah.
And then that whole thing happened, and we both sitting there like shaking our head like these people.
It's a different culture when it comes to this children raising and how kids approach their elders. I just know as growing up, it didn't matter if you was a crackhead. If you were a older individual and you said something, we stopped and was like, okay.
Right.
And we either got gone, did what you said, whatever. There was no, well, we can play here.
Right.
We never talked back
happened
to an adult. These days, though, everybody can do what they want these days.
Now they can't either. Because I've heard some of these kids talk to their parents, and I'm like,
oh,
what?
Man, on that point, on that note, the first time I've ever heard something like that, because I played baseball, talking to a white friend of mine, me and him after the game.
Oh, the way he tastes.
The way he tastes. We're just talking. We got to be 6 or 8. Book bags with the bats on. Yeah, man, da-da-da-da. You hear him. Tony. This man, Tony, turns around. Dad, don't you see I'm talking? Wow. 6 or 8 years old. And it was like, I froze. Like, this man just, and his dad walked off.
Yeah.
Walked off. It's a different world out there.
Yeah, I used to, we had a
don't
neighbor.
You see I'm talking?
They had a neighbor. I used to, every now and then I'd rather, his mom would take us to school or pick us up. Like, because we both had different things going on, but we was live across the street from each other.
Yeah.
And from a white family, whatever. So me and him, we would always be outside playing or whatever. So parents would talk. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll take Mark. Because usually my parents would leave earlier for work. And they would get on into, like, not arguments, but, like, he would, like, yeah, don't do this. Well, this is what I want to do because, I'm just sitting. I'm like, my mama would have punched me. Her fist would have came out the back of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never even know if that's what would have happened because it was a respect thing. My whole life, my parents taught me to respect your elders. However, it was always different from my parents. Always taught me this: you give respect as it's given.
Yeah, of course.
I was never as a child properly raised. I've always known respect. I've never stepped out of line with an adult. I knew that line. I knew it very well. However, I would always, if respect wasn't shown, I wouldn't show it.
Yeah.
Because I knew my parents would have my back. If I know I'm right, I know I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna reap there's gonna be consequences and repercussions of dire consequences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, and that even went over into like when I was a teenager and everything, like a young teen, not being, I wasn't afraid to challenge any adult that I knew was not respecting me.
Yeah.
Not to say I would go like, no, but if I'm like back to a corner, if I'm saying something, I could respectfully say something opposing what they wanted me to do or how they felt, knowing that I ain't just gonna listen to you just because you an adult.
Yeah.
Just because you say this, that, and the other. No, that ain't how this work. But that's something that, like, even my kids, I tell them, you ain't gotta say nothing to nobody, but you come tell us.
Yeah. It took me a while to get to that point, but it got to that point.
Yeah.
I say by the time I got to high school, I was my own. Yeah, you respect me.
Most of us are. Yeah.
But anyway, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Hold
you.
up now. I'm over here. I don't know if I should be nervous or what. Because
Okay,
Goose told me yesterday that he had something to tell me. He said, oh, Tank it. He said, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing till we record because I want your real reaction.
All right, y'all. This is what happened. This is a story, true story now. No fibs in this.
Just real quick, I saw your article about the woman's kidney getting stolen. It popped up in my Google news feed. Yeah. Yesterday, I was like, there it is.
There it is. I told you. Got a whole kidney out here. Oh, that's crazy. Matt, hold on. Oh, I say this first. All right, so on the plane, I think we're headed back to LA because we're on tour right now. So we're on the plane headed back.
Dang, I thought you were gonna tell me something that happened in the world, man. So
no, this is personal. This is personal, brother. We had to fly back Southwest, so seats tight or whatever.
Oh, this is tour.
This tour.
Okay.
So we're coming back home, and I'm sitting down. Two young ladies sit next to me, right? So plane's about to take off. I'm halfway asleep, and all I feel is, like, I'm like, what's going on? So this girl is going crazy, anxiety, like,
oh,
she's grabbing the handle, like squeezing it.
I'm like, shit, on vibrating panties. That's what I thought you.
And I had to control it.
I thought you were gonna say the other girl had to control.
Oh,
like,
man, that'd have been
watching this unfold.
Yeah, that'd have been crazy. Anyway, she's going whatever. She like stands up, turns this way. I'm like, what in the world is happening? So as all this is happening, I just, because I'm on the window, I look up and I tap on the side, on the leg, and I put my hand out.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
She puts her hands in my hand.
Oh, don't touch me, you damn dirty. I don't know where this is about to go.
She put her hands in my hand, and we hold hands all the way till
it levels out.
It levels out. Looked at her like, "You good?" She was like, "Thank you." Like, all right. And I went to sleep. Would you have put your hand out to hold her hand to calm her down?
Literally, that identical thing has happened to me before.
Okay.
There was this lady.
Now, before you start.
Oh, go ahead.
There's only one thing I lied about.
It was a dude?
It was a dude. Would you have put your hand out?
Yeah, if he was freaking out that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
that's like,
it's first of all.
Hold on.
This
This dude might have been. He might have been 6 foot, 200. He might have been
healthy.
African dude.
Yeah.
That man put his hand on top of my hand by engulfing us. I was like,
hand was on your forearm and your hand too at the same time.
That dude was thick. I was like, thick, boy, you thick there, boy. But yeah, I held this dude's hand all the way up.
It was like, oh, put your hand out like it. It was like 3 hands on yours.
So it leveled out or whatever, and then he was like, "Man, how did you know?" I'm like, "Man, you shaking
the
like
whole plane
crazy."
knew.
My wife does this, but man, you. Anyway, I just wanted to help you out, brother. It felt, matter of fact, I didn't expect that response from you. I thought you was gonna be like, "You was holding a dude's hand." I appreciate that response. That was a nice, welcoming response.
I mean, still kind of questionable, but now.
If I tell any of my partners this, they'll be like, "Bro, what's happening, man? You on something else?" But anyway, it felt good to help the dude out, man. And me doing that is so out of my element. Mm-hmm. But something just was like, this guy needs some help.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, man. And I ain't feel no way about it.
Hey, good for you, man.
Yeah, I'm growing. It's all that vulnerability.
All that crying and vulnerability and stuff.
Yeah.
The podcast helped him do that.
It's probably me. It probably,
You can't give us some credit, man.
Yeah. It is. I'm like, oh, it's my podcast too.
Nah, podcast ain't did nothing. It's trash.
It's having them little girls at the house. That's what it is. Yeah. Having them 2 little girls. But yeah, you said the same situation happened to you at one time?
Literally, it was a woman. I wasn't paying attention to the sex of the person at all. It's like literally it was me. This was a year I was flying. Actually, I think I was flying Southwest also. Long time ago. I almost remember her name. Cause she was in the same industry I was. She did something with construction, but it was like creative something, like an artist type. And then so it was her. It was me in the middle, a dude on this side that was just for some reason we started sparking up conversation, and then her, and she was like real talkative. Like I don't remember what we were talking about, but she like got in our conversation, not even in an annoying way. Like every now and then she would say something and not say anything. And then she ended up getting us a drink, like buying us both a drink or whatever. Or she tried to order one before we took off. But then as we started taking off, she was like rocking a little bit. And you could hear her breathing, like she looking out the window and like breathing. I was like, "You okay?" And she was like, she didn't say, she just shook her head and then looked at me. And I was like, "Are you good?" And I like put my hand out. So she grabbed my hand and like squeezed it.
Dude was squeezing my hand like crazy.
Or whatever. She was like, "Thank you," or whatever. I was like, "Ain't no problem." And it wasn't me. If it was the guy on the other side, it would have been the same thing because we had already sparked up conversation. But being on a plane, I understand the fear.
Yeah.
I've been in this. I didn't freak out like that, but my first time flying, I was by myself. And it was like, God, please end this trip. Like, say something. Say we have to turn around because I can't do this for no 3 hours. Like, I was losing my mind. Inside I was. This was, me and Angel was dating.
And that was your first time on a plane?
Yeah.
Goodness, boy.
Yeah, because we drove it like everywhere we went as a family. We always drove. Like it was like a trip, like family vacations where we go Florida, Washington, wherever we going.
Yeah, drive.
Yeah, everybody pal. It was always multiple families. Everybody pal in because we ain't have money like that to be flying. They wouldn't be able to fly us nowhere. But nah, if it was, regardless of who it was, I mean, I wouldn't have paid attention to just because it's a dude.
Yeah.
If it was a big dude, it is like. But if you see him, if you would like, man, you all right? Like, come on now. But at the same time, you don't know if this man's ever flown. You don't know if he's had a bad experience. But if you see somebody freaking out, if I see somebody freaking out that bad, it's like I understand the fear. It's a plane. It's literally built. All these moving parts built by the cheapest bidder.
Yeah.
He was 35,000 feet in the air.
He was freaking out. So I kind of after doing it, getting off the plane, I was like, man, I'm glad it didn't go sour for me because he could have been like, thank you, man, appreciate you.
Why would you even think that? Why would you? You was doing good, and he just ruined it. Like,
what if man would
why would you have a fear?
What if he would have kissed my hand?
It might be his culture.
That's what I'm saying.
And you would have let him.
Don't you do it.
I met Debo.
Real Debo.
The real one.
He passed away, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was enormous. Man was huge.
Yeah.
And when I tell
met him
you,
in person.
he was the nicest, kindest person. He was. He knew one of our close friends. We went to church, right? We went to church with my friend, and they see each other, so they run up, hug each other. He was like, "Hey, everybody called him Tiny. Hey, Tiny, this is my friend Marcus and Angel." Came up to me. Oh my God, it's nice to meet you. He literally, his hands was the size of this bourbon barrel.
How tall was he compared to you?
Me and him, if he wasn't an inch taller, he was an inch shorter. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But his girth made him, like, you walk up to a wall your height, it's still a goddamn wall. It's big, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember, like, height-wise, but he was just huge. Big hands, arms, everything, just big. And he was like, oh, he said, oh, I'm nice to meet you. He literally grabs my hand and puts my hand on his forehead. He's like, it's really nice to meet you. And, like, almost in a... I don't want to say submissive way, but in a gentle, welcoming, and then hug me. Did the same thing to Angel. I've never been embraced. That it was such a kind embrace. And I'm like, God, this dude is extremely nice. Oh my! I mean, just seeing him, I could see him from a distance, and you can see he was friendly. It ain't like he's actually Debo walking around slapping people. But to be that nice and gentle with people, he was like, when you say a big teddy bear, like this dude was like gentle, like a gentle giant. And when we was leaving, I was like, man, he was nice. When it was like, oh yeah, no, he's a really, really nice person.
Cool.
But to say that, you see somebody like that freaking out, you don't think to go grab their hand and they're gonna be that gentle and nice. It's just because somebody else's size go squeeze your hand, you might need surgery. You get some fractures in your hand or something.
Well, moral of the story, recap. Lend a helping hand. That was good, wasn't it? Bob good.
He's proud of himself.
That
boy good. He good. That boy good.
Lend a helping hand.
Absolutely.
I wonder. I ain't even asked the dude his name. I ain't tell him my name. I was like a gardening angel over there.
Man. Just being a human.
I wonder how he felt after getting off, or if he's out here spreading the word. Look, this guy held my hand.
He ain't thought about you.
We doing good. He probably ain't like his hand was sweaty anyway. Oh, sweaty hand.
Nah, yeah, that's what Angel said. She said, I don't know, we was doing which podcast. It was like, I think something surprising that people don't know about me. It was like Marcus is actually she said when it comes to her, a very like sweet, kind person. Like very like I don't play when it comes to Angel, but at the same time I'm a very kind person to like even like strangers. Like the amount of money I've given away to like people who ask for money. There was a dude at the gas station. I didn't know if he's like, man, he said, I'm trying to get here, ran out of gas. And he came over to the pump. Or, no, he asked for some money. And I was like, man, I ain't got no cash on me. But I went inside and I told the guy to put 20 on the tank on the pump that he was at or whatever. And I was like, your pump's ready to go or whatever. But I mean, that's just nothing. It's like I am as much of an asshole as I may come off to be, or am. I am. I can be kind of an asshole. It is what it is. But I'm still a kind person. I ain't, like I said last week, I ain't on the border of going to nowhere bad. I'm in the good place. It's just people might question why. It's like he ain't killed nobody, but
I don't know about that.
He did cuss enough people out.
This man always talking about shooting somebody.
Why? All right, you just gonna put me out there?
Yeah. Anyway, on other news, y'all know I'm always up to this stuff where I think the government's out to get us.
Oh my God,
setting us up, and they are setting us up. And this is gonna prove my whole point about there's a hidden agenda when it comes
of what?
To all this crap. Like these
crap?
Electrical cars, how they eliminating gas cars. You want to know why they doing it? It's because they want to control us. Right?
They want to control us.
Look, listen. I just want you to listen.
For 20,000 people locked out of.
Hold on. Let's do this.
Oh wow! Look at that. Over 20,000 people locked out of changing the temperature in their own home due to an energy emergency in Colorado. Who could have predicted that? I don't know, everybody. Right in the middle of summer, with temperatures in people's homes reaching up to 90 degrees. Let me read the tea leaves on this and make a little prediction. You're not gonna be
Okay. So just like he said.
So would they have the Nest system or something?
Oh, they got a Nest system. Who? Eventually, everybody's gonna have this Nest or some type of digital thermostat.
Why you think it?
Because everybody's converting to it. Do you have a Nest?
No.
But you got cameras and stuff at your house and all that. You're gonna eventually get
I
it.
won't.
He gonna get it.
I won't.
He's gonna upgrade his thermostat to something that he can control from his phone.
I don't need to. If I can't get to the goddamn thermostat,
you know he does it.
If I can't get to the thermostat, that means I'm not at the house.
All right. So look, for the ones out there that use technology, other than this man, they trying to get us. Okay. California is always talking about conserve energy, conserve water, conserve this, conserve that. Eventually, you're going to go to the house and you're going to turn on your AC unit and it ain't going to work because they're going to be able to control it because it's all linked to the internet,
you know how
the web. Now, if somebody's knowledgeable.
Hold on. Now, I will say, don't jump to another subject after you finish this point.
Okay.
Because that's what y'all conspiracy theorists do. Y'all go from subject to subject.
This ain't conspiracy. This just happened, though.
You saying they're trying to control. That's a conspiracy.
Not trying to. They did. They stopped these people from turning on.
Go ahead.
I know I'm going.
I'm just saying, give me a chance to rebuttal what you're saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Go ahead, Goose.
Okay. All right.
Like he ain't interrupt me the first half.
Look. So now, energy consumption. Okay. You all turn off all your major appliances at a certain time. They ask us to do this. Obviously, no one does it. They're going to cut you off. As easy as that, hitting the button, whatever. Because your AC unit, what else? Yeah, your AC unit's that draws most of the power in the house other than the hot water tank and maybe a dishwasher. And then they're going to turn it to these electrical cars. So they're going to say, you know what? It's too much traffic, too many people on the road. Let's cut this off. Boom. Now they're controlling what time you can leave, where you can go, what you can do. That's how I'm looking at it. You feel me? Eventually, everything's going to be your schedule is. They're going to have your schedule. They're going to put you on their schedule, and you're going to think it's your schedule, but it's going to be their schedule. That's how I feel, and it's happening right here, Colorado. All those people was out of power. They weren't out of power. They had power, but they couldn't control it. Go ahead. What's your rebuttal?
I can talk now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know about this situation in Colorado.
I just told you about it.
You didn't give me the full thing. Hold on. Did you only see that clip? Did Nest say you all can't change the temperature? Or did everybody just suddenly not be able to control their temperature?
They couldn't control their temperatures.
Was it scared? What did they say? Ness said we couldn't control it, or they just went in and couldn't control it?
Well, there's more electrical. There's different thermostats out there. It's just not Ness. You got different thermostats out there that are ran
everybody
through the
that
internet.
had a software thermostat, nobody could control their thermostat.
From this report, yes.
So that's all right. I wasn't getting to that point, but that's one of my points.
Okay.
This guy's saying 20,000 people. I know people in Colorado. I can find out right now. 20,000 people in Colorado, according to this. Now, let's just say that this guy is telling the truth.
Yep.
Let's just say he is. Ain't nobody heard about this, but it's on Greg's algorithm, so ain't no telling. So you said they're going to control the. I'm just going to go with this. I think it's BS because the one first point I will say, let's say it was Nest. Mm-hmm. Same way a cell tower goes out and you can't make a phone call. Mm-hmm. The same way, actually, I use Shopify to ship out man shit. Mm-hmm. Manshit.com, MANSHYT, my beard and body butter. Shameless plug. That website was down last week. Mm-hmm. I couldn't ship nothing out.
Yep.
Nobody could.
Yep.
They're losing money when that happens. Why would they want to lose money?
Who is losing money?
Shopify. If I can't ship out orders, they can't charge me and for people to use the site.
Okay.
They're controlling it. The last thing they want is for their system to not work.
Okay.
Now, you talk about they're going to control. They controlling. California already controls. It's called rolling blackouts in the summertime. They literally shut off power in the middle of the day when most people aren't home to conserve energy because so many energy is being used. Rolling blackouts, rolling brownouts, they're scheduled. They let people know, hey, this will be out because we're having energy issues. The last thing they want to do is for people to not use electricity because they're losing money. When I went to get solar on my house, the hardest part of that process, the solar company told me, the hardest part of this process is getting the okay from the city because it's almost like you're going off the grid, and the last thing they want to do, even though California, the state is pushing it, the power companies do not like the fact that so many people are going to solar because they're losing money. So for these people to not be able to adjust their temperature down cooler, people are losing money. That's not something that's done on purpose unless it's a reason, a worse reason for people to use more power. For them to, let me move to the next point. You said their cars. They're going to control your schedule. Everybody's saying, they trying to control us because they don't want us to leave the house. We quarantine. They want us to stay in the house. You know how detrimental that was to the economy and the country and these people in charge if you can't go to work? The last thing they want you to do is set up in the goddamn house. Why would they want to control you and keep you in the house? They don't. That's why they kept reopening and COVID kept spreading and getting worse because it's like, hey, they wasn't thinking about lives. They were thinking about money. These people can't sit at home no more. We need them to leave. When every time somebody said, look at them, they trying to control us. They want to keep us in the house. The hell they do? The thing they want you to do is go to work, make your money so you can give that money right back on rims and gold and shit that you don't need. Jordans. They want you to buy Jordans. They want you to go out and spend your money. Why would they try to keep you from making your money? That does not help them. Continue.
That's everything you said is your assumption, just like this is my assumption. Just because
I have facts to back mine up. You watch the video.
What you mean facts?
Goose.
You would have to show me facts of where the government's like, we're losing money, so now we're gonna stop doing all of this. Now we're gonna we're losing money because you're not going to work.
What are taxes?
I don't know what taxes are. What do you
then
mean?
This conversation is
other
pointless.
than what taxes are.
What are taxes? Why do you pay taxes?
Why do we? I don't know. I don't know why we pay taxes.
I can't start.
That's why I don't want to pay taxes.
I can't start that far away because we only have an hour.
What do the taxes go towards?
Taxes go for the things that you get that you don't actually pay for. Hospital, all public services, public services are paid by tax.
Okay, so why do I have to have insurance and still pay for Medicare and medical
That's the
stuff
US.
if I pay taxes?
That's just the U.S. Other places where wait,
you
let
can't
me
talk
finish.
about other places. You got to talk about here. Why do we pay taxes and then have to still pay for medical Medicare for hospital bills and stuff like that? See, that's your government that you're talking about. Why would they want this? Why would they want that?
Hold up.
But they be stealing from us all the time. Look.
No, stop. let me go back. No, stop. Let me go back. Because you can go to a different point.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, when you pay taxes.
No. Off of taxes.
No, we stand on taxes because you don't know what taxes are.
The electrical, I know taxes are here for
the same way they're going to start
get the roads fixed.
The same way they're going to start taxing. Eventually, they're going to get to taxing electricity for people powering their cars. Because they're going to get their money. Right now, I can go home. I got solar panels. If I have an electric car, guess what? I'm fueling my car for free. Eventually, they're going to come out with a system, or that car is going to track, or that power is going to track. Every time you charge, you're going to have to pay money. That's just what's going to happen.
Yep.
So, now, what was you about to say? You was about to say something about these electric cars.
Now, do you think what you just said, now they're going to start charging you for electricity, right?
Eventually they will, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they already charge for electricity.
But now they're going to charge you more for electricity because now they can charge you.
They're going to start charging you to
plug your
car in.
Okay.
This ain't no proof of this nowhere, but judging by how the fact that this, I think I said this last time, the fact that this used to be the size of this building, and now I can hold it in my hand. So, fuel is still fuel. Gas is still gas. 91 octane, 83 octane, whatever it is.
So to what you just said, there's no truth to this, but just seeing what's happening, you can foresee that this is what's going to be in the future. So that's what I'm saying. They can just like your Shopify page, they can cut that off. You can't make any money. They can cut your cell phone off wherever you at. You could be in a hard place. Cut them off. And can't nobody find you. Your car in a place where you can't get any. My phone off, but I can crank my car up. I got gas. No, you don't. Now you sit over here by yourself. Oh, my Apple Watch got me. No, you don't. You're by yourself. And then you go, oh, I got a map. No, you ain't got a map or GPS, nothing. You just out here stranded.
What's your point, Goose?
My point is it's an agenda to make us reliable on everything that we have no control over.
So it has nothing to do with convenience.
We accept it because it's convenient.
So
and everything we accept it
so
because it's convenient. That's how it's so easy.
That's like the automatic transmission was created out of convenience. People used to have to shift their gears. That's the only way you could get around. Let's make an automatic transmission so you ain't got to do. Hold on, let me finish. So you ain't got to do that. Why would I carry around a massive video camera, a computer, a map, and a phone book when it's all right here? When somebody invents something like that or creates that, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's a whole lot easier for me to use. That ain't the government creating these things. These are entrepreneurs and people. Entrepreneurs, these are inventors and everybody coming up with this stuff to make money.
Yeah.
No different from underrepped. Why would anybody get underrepped? Because it looks good as underrep. It represents something.
Now, every time you bought underrep or you bought my merch,
yeah,
and I was able to say, this person bought my merch, and all your information comes to me, and I'm like, oh, her name is such and such. Yeah. She has 3 kids. This is their interest.
How can you see all that? That your site shows you all of that?
Every app on your phone, they got.
It's called Googling somebody. Okay.
But what I'm saying is, you're taking.
All right, question. No, stop. Because you ain't making no sense. Underrepped. Yeah. Something that people go on and give you money and you give them something. Why would you suddenly be like, no, Can't nobody buy no shirts right now.
It's not me. I'm talking
No. But you are them now. You are in the same position that everybody else is in. You in the same position that AT&T is in. You in the same position that Elon Musk is in. You in the same position as the power company. You provide a service and people pay you for it. Why would you sever that?
I wouldn't sever it. You're saying, why would the government do it?
No. Why? What would you benefit from severing that? You particularly. Why would you benefit from that?
I wouldn't benefit.
They wouldn't either.
Unless.
Oh my God! Unless what?
You're talking about government, electric, gas. Hey man, we're not getting enough money from gas. Let's convert everything to electric. You saying and charge up electric double, 3 times, 4 times the amount. So now the gas man, who they're all in cahoots. Everybody works together.
Ain't no oil man unless he's invested in electricity.
What I'm saying is they're gonna use the gas for something else. Obviously, they're gonna use that for whatever else they're gonna use it for. But now I can double up on electricity. And on top of that, guess what? You need to stop somebody or you need to cease all traffic on the road. I got you, because we gonna have them on electric. I'm just saying there's another. They're just not doing it for convenience.
So the government came out with electric vehicles.
Of course. Who who did?
The government didn't come out with electric vehicles.
No. And do you know? Well, hold on.
General Motors came out with an electric vehicle. Ford Motor Company came out with an electric vehicle. Tesla, Rivian, Lucid. These people, they're not government entities. They pay taxes too.
You don't have to. You don't have to be a government entity to make something for the government. Okay,
I understand
mind
that.
you this. Okay, so why don't we have? There's an engine that runs off of water.
Yes.
Why don't we use that?
Because
what?
Too many people would lose money. That's why we don't use that.
Okay.
There was a tire. Hold on. Same premise.
Too many people will use it. Mm-hmm. So it's not for convenience. It's for money. So convenience is out the window. So now the person that created this engine that did this.
And there's a drought in California. So why would you use a water vehicle out here? That would cost more than gas. In California?
Several people.
There's a drought. So what we going to do now?
I'm just saying, you can't control the water. You can control the electricity.
You only have so much electricity as well. You can only produce as much as you can produce. So there was a tire. Mm-hmm. They came out with the tire is coming back, slowly coming back. It was a rimless tire. It was all rubber. Mm-hmm. This thing, you couldn't go flat, couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. This tire came out back in like the 70s or 80s. Somebody came up with this tire. A Michelin engineer or a Goodyear engineer. Somebody came up with this tire. Mm-hmm. You know why they didn't come out with it?
Why?
They didn't let them produce it. One, they said it was noisy because the wind coming through.
Who didn't let them produce it?
They couldn't get a patent for it, and the government wouldn't let them release it. Do you know why? Because it would put too many companies out of business.
Okay.
In general, too many companies, too many people, regular people. Hold on, Goose, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because you cut me up. Let me finish. Too many people, too many gooses that own a Michelin or a tire changing store would lose money. Okay. This man needs to lose money. Why he would lose money if we came out with this tire? We need Goose to make money because Goose pays taxes. When he pays taxes, he pays us. We're not going to let that happen.
Mm-hmm. So, General Motors, Tesla, all of them aren't government entities, but the government allowed them to make the electric vehicle. So the government controls everything. The government is going to say, I appreciate this, and the incentive is this electric vehicle, now you can control them. You can control it versus somebody living off the grid, off gas and water. You got electric, and I can control it.
Living off the grid.
Let's agree, though.
You seen these people living off the grid?
Let's agree, though. Let's agree that the government approves them to make these vehicles, and they have the final say on if they can do it or not. Correct? That's that.
Yes.
Okay.
Whether it can be mass produced and sold to the public.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, government, I would use a regular thermostat versus the ones on your phone, because now
if they give advice,
if they gonna shut you off,
Goose knows it all, y'all.
If they gonna shut
if
you
they
off,
gonna shut you off, they just turn the power off to your house. It don't got to be through the thermostat.
but they don't want to do that because that's probably too much of the cutting all that power off at one time, then cutting all that power back on. You risk everything. But if I can hit a surge,
you ain't risk no surge.
Have you seen transformers for just a building?
Yes.
When you cut it off,
you know how many times I've had to turn them off,
and you cut them back on, and there's sometimes they explode,
and you do it in cycles.
But sometimes they explode.
Rarely.
Okay, but there's a chance they could explode. Versus you going to hit that breaker, they all off. I can hit that. I can turn the 24 volts going to your thermostat off versus the 450 volts going to your house.
They turned off the AC. The only thing controlling the AC is the AC. What is that? What's the benefit? Okay, they can control the AC. They can control that. Hold on. Let me ask you this. They can now control the AC.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now you're elderly. Now you're not comfortable. The elderly that live in a certain house, certain temperatures, if they live where we live, it gets up.
They're going to die.
They could die.
They could die. The elderly's probably on Medicare, or they're probably taking some type of medication. That person dies, they're no longer paying for that medication. People are going to lose money. The reason that there's no cure for cancer is because there's too much money being made in cancer. The last thing they want to do is risk people's lives to start shutting stuff. Everything you're saying leads to the government or these people at the top losing money. They do not want to do that. What's the point of it? Okay, people are comfortable. People are uncomfortable. Why would they go through all of this, spend all this money just to make them uncomfortable?
I'm trying to see.
I don't.
So these surges that you're talking about, when the rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
Okay. Could they just say, look, the people aren't doing what we need them to do, so let's just cut them off because this is convenient for us, and now we can control their homes instead of doing the rolling blackouts. We're going to cut them off from this computer.
Cut what off?
The power, to conserve power. That's why they do the rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
Is that a good assumption that they're doing it in the convenience for the government? Now I don't have to do these rolling blackouts. I can just cut their power off from here. I can make sure they're not using certain appliances from here.
The amount of money it would take.
But go ahead.
Again, money. The amount of money it would take to control specific appliances versus convenience, just shutting the goddamn power off. Why would I spend hundreds of millions of dollars, be like, now we're going to put this thing in, or we could just go on computer and hit that button and just cut this block of energy out.
So shutting the power off, to your point, if I shut
prevents fires as well.
Okay. If I shut the power off to your house, now your CPAP machine don't work, your inhaler doesn't work because your electricity's off. But if I can just control the main contributor of the energy consumption, which is your HVAC unit, let's do that. Because now you're alive and you're not wasting money, whatever you're saying. But now I can still control what I need to control. Back to my point. If they can cut off your AC unit, cut off your car, shut your communication down, that don't seem suspicious to you?
Do what?
To do whatever
we are sitting here recording a podcast.
To you?
Why do they need to shut what am I doing to the government or anybody else be like, you know what, we don't need him talking to nobody. Turn it off.
If they think that you're some type of criminal, they can do it. They can cut your phone, or they can tap your phone.
Or I could just go to Walmart and just get me a burner phone. don't understand. But none of this makes sense. Like, all right, I'm gonna do what you do. I'm gonna go a completely different direction. There was a space race. First country to get into orbit. First country to land on the moon. Goose said the Earth is flat.
No. Whatever. I never said the Earth is flat. I said I don't believe anything that the government tells us because everything they tell us is a lie. The government told us, or the world told us, how y'all doing? The world told us, everybody that's been in orbit says the Earth is round. Goose don't believe that because it came from them. You don't believe anybody ever landed on the moon either. No, and I also don't believe there was a space Christopher Columbus discovered America. He didn't. So there was a race. You don't believe that? There was a race to see which country. Russia lost that race. Do you think Russia? No, Russia. You think Russia would let the U.S. lie about landing on the moon? Don't you think that would have been like, first of all, these didn't actually land on the moon. That was a lie. Here's the proof we got. No, I don't. Because it's all one government? Yeah. The whole world? Everybody works together, man. And goes to war with each other. Or go to war with themselves. Yep. Y'all, we got to end it because what? Guess how much money wars make, to your point. It make a whole lot of money. Yeah. And they going to do it. Where the money come from? That's what I'm saying. Where does the money come from? Where did it come from? Taxes? Exactly. Anyway, fam. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let us know what y'all think. Get rid of these electric devices. They watch you. Yeah. Go get rid of all your electrical devices. Don't use no electricity. Go off the grid. Collect water when it rains. Drink that, or just go to a nearby lake. Stop using your cell phone. Travel by horse to get to wherever you're going to talk to your people. Hey, I'm Mark St. on the gram on Instagram. Mark St. on the book on Facebook, TikTok. I'm Tank Don't Talk. You can find my beard and body butter called Man Shit at MANSHYT. Goose, let these people know where they can find you. You can find me on IG. GOOLZBY. Because you don't want nobody to find you there. This is coming from a man that has a podcast where everybody knows his real government name. I'm telling you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let them know. We got to go because they waiting on us. All right. Where was I at? On the Ripped merch. You can buy your crew necks there, and YouTube Building with Goose. They watch you. Man, next time I'm gonna start clearing these subjects. Y'all holler back, fam.